Good evening, welcome to the channel. I've spent a lot of time today. I've been uploading shorts. Things are picking up nicely. Gradually. Getting more and more subscribers all the time, which is good. I think the main focus, the main arguments have been today on Facebook and everything have been the Gender Recognition Act, the Supreme Court judgment, and there's a guy called Daz Ferguson. I think he's nearly got me, but not quite. So the main argument is that the European Court of Human Rights is the Supreme Court in the United Kingdom because we're in it, so we joined it, the Human Rights Act and everything like that. So he pulled out a case where it was about prisoners' voting rights, where the UK government I think, how do you say it, defied the European Court of Human Rights, but I'm not sure about the ins and outs of that. So it remains to be seen what happens and when it happens, but it looks like the European Court of Human Rights is the top court. So I looked it up and everything, and it said, well, technically it's not the biggest court in the UK. I usually word it when I say of the UK, so we're in it. So if you're not happy with the Supreme Court or whatever it might be, that's where you go. The European Court of Human Rights is where you go. In Strasbourg, in France, that's where it is. So that by definition, if you're not happy with the Supreme Court and you go to the ECHR, it has to be the top court. But yeah, okay, you're always going to get people to nitpick and start arguing. Maybe he's got a bit of a point or whatever, but regardless, I think that's what's going to happen. Okay, right, let's see what the Snotogram came in. So the other thing I'd like to maybe have a talk about is when I'm on these gender critical feminist Facebook pages, almost always they retaliate by calling me sir and dude and everything like that. I don't really care. I think I've kind of got to the point where I don't care. So you can call me sir, dude, man, whatever. I don't care. Basically, they're saying these things because they can't really argue a proper argument. And why the vast majority, or quite a lot of them, are young women. Why young women would argue with transgender people, it's just it's hard to really figure that out. And the reason is that they've been indoctrinated with feminist nonsense. And the way I get at them every time, the vast majority of these women that hate me, I get them every time, and it's fairly predictable, is that I say that they say I'm not a woman, and I say, well, I don't think you're a woman, because in order to be classed as a woman, a female, you really should have children. Now, there is 7% of women, or is it 9%, can't have children. Right? They actually can't. They're not capable of having children. But most of these women that are calling me sir, and man, dude, all sorts of names, being horrible, they are not able to have children because they're not able to have relationships with men. Because of the feminist doctrine, the men have just sort of realised it's just too much hassle and it's too much trouble, and they've decided to give them a miss. That's why. That's why our population has fallen, and that's why the birth rate's fallen. So that is a big problem. And if you think that after millions of years of evolution, you can just sit there and expect society to jump through hoops for you while you sit there as a woman and don't produce children, then there's something you have not learned and there's something wrong with you. Because you are wrong, you need and should produce children if you can. And that means you need to have a relationship with a man. And if you choose not to, if you're a lesbian or whatever that might be, then you really want to shut your face, be quiet and get on with things like what I've got to do. Stop being... But there's a point in me saying this, they're not going to listen, are they? It's like stupid really what I'm saying, because they're not going to listen. They're just going to do their own thing. But they're all useless, and really, they want that. The reality is, they're fucking lucky they're able to be lesbians and be radical feminists and have that freedom in this country. And what they don't realise is that if they chuck the transgender women under the bus, then they are going to land up being next. Okay, J.K. Rowling? Right. So, that's what I like about this selfie stick. It's got a little toggle thing on it. It's brilliant. And you can just sort of swivel it around. The what's that? It's maybe not, I don't know if it's quite working as well as it did. It tends to swing round like that. See that what just happened there? It tends to do that for some reason. I think there's something happened in here that maybe it's broke or something. I'm not sure exactly. But anyway, right, so that's the main thing. You know what, nobody's going to win. Nobody's going to win that argument. The women that are arguing me are not going to win anything. It is tragic. It's a tragic argument because they're just going to spend their whole lives being bitter and horrible. When that's why women, I believe, this is what I believe, that women, the reason that women, females, have the ability to produce children is that gives them that duty. Duty, not the word, but and that's what stops them from misbehaving. That's what leads them to have a fulfilling life. It's having children. If this, so this one said that was misogyny, what I was saying, well, is it? I don't think it is, but if it is, well, it's for the better for the human race. So what they're saying is that they can just be whoever they want to be and mooch off society all their lives, whereas they don't want me to do that. That's the problem. They're saying that they're women, I'm not a woman, they can get to do what they want, be lesbians or be gender critical feminists, get everything that they want, and then they'll also claim that they don't need men, which is a lie. Everybody needs men. It's a ridiculous thing to say. That is a fundamentally stupid thing to say. You do need men, I need men, you need men need men, everybody needs men. It's a stupid thing to say. It really is a fundamentally stupid thing to say. So if they say that's stupid, right, it's just illogical, right? And I always think of the plumber in that. When I went to the toilet in Wetherspoons, I forgot the name of it, it's the one at George Square in Glasgow. I went down to the ladies' toilet, I goes into the toilet, and there's a man in the toilet, a big man, a plumber, fixing the toilet. So who the fuck, so they say they don't want men in the toilet, but who the fuck's going to fix the toilet? Going to wait for a female plumber? No, you're not, are you? Take fucking years for them to turn up. Because mostly men are plumbers, because it's not an easy job. Women are lazy bastards, don't want to do that, do they? The majority of them. So, it's a lot of shit. You need men, everybody needs men. Stop it. It's fucking ridiculous, right? The whole thing's ridiculous. And you are, these radical feminist types, these gender J.K. Rowling types, they're worse than transgender ideologues. Actually, well, I don't know if they are, but they are. I think they're worse, yeah. But never mind that, let's have a look at this. I'm going on about that now. Right. Hey! Let's see what the snotogram is. It's here. And it's there. I don't know, I haven't looked at this, I don't know what it is. It could be nothing, could be something. Could just be a casual comment that YouTube's picked up, it's got the wrong word in it or something. Right. Yes. It's picked that up, yeah. I haven't blocked that. Okay, well, that's my pal. Well, I've never met him, but he's from Glasgow. And He lives in Germany. So we're at 6358. I've been knocking a lot of splitting the video up. The video's up today. Last I've got a decent internet. So splitting them up now. So it's like 16 minutes, 15. So like an hour is too much for most people, isn't it? So I've maxed out the shorts today. I maxed them out. So right after me saying the internet's brilliant, now it's fucking froze. Right. Alright. So we'll see what happens. Normally they pick up speed. Just put them on. Say like where are we? So like there's the pickup, there's like 1264, 1100, 1872. Right, the other thing is the SNP, you know, you're just looking at grifters. The political class, the political system is full of grifters. So Stirling Council, things are not going to get better. You know, it's not going to make much, it's going to make things worse. Celebrating that, you're just a bunch of idiots. I mean, so I think if you place your enthusiasm into, or your hopes and dreams into a political party, and that the example of that was the couple that won the pools and gave money to the SNP. That is one of the stupidest things you could possibly do. You know, I bet they don't give a shit about them now. That was a few years ago. I bet the SNP doesn't even fucking talk to them now. Yeah, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Political party, you're wasting your time. So there is a ceiling on your intelligence when you're doing that. So there's only so much, you know, like a political party is about there in life. You know what? It's not even there. It's below. It's below ground in terms of fighting for you and your rights. Well, it's got to be up there. It's got to be up there somewhere, isn't it? About there. And everywhere above there, above the bottom of my finger, that's 3/4 of that screen, is freedom and human rights. The political system is designed to keep you crushed, and it's designed to keep them. It's designed to keep them in money and power. So that's what the SNP are, the Scottish Nationalist Party. Independence, what does that mean? It's a badly used word. It doesn't mean you're going to get that. You're not going to get that. You absolutely are not. It's 100% certain you're not going to get that. And yet they invest their energies in it. They're zealots. A bit like the J.K. Rowling types, a bit like the electric car evangelists, all these people. They're just totally brain dead. They're just totally obsessed with that little thing. So in Scotland, that's what we've got. We've got the SNP and their madness. You're wasting your time. Fight them. You need to fight them. Stop accepting them. Don't push them. Don't celebrate them. But I mean, I'm preaching the converted. Anybody that's sitting listening to this probably agrees with me. So probably wasting my time going on about that. You know where I stand with that. There's a ceiling on your intelligence. Either that you're in it and you're getting paid for it. You know, you're actually one of them, and that's how you make your living. Well, you know, it's psychopathic, but yeah, you've got to make your living somehow. So I suppose I can't really knock that, can I? Could be something else, but if you're getting paid, but at the end of the day, the vast majority of the voters are just in it for the mobility cars and the free baby boxes, free stuff, free this and free that. And the interesting argument we had, I'll show you that before we go. It was this one. This is an example of, this is Perth Wishart for Perth and Carmarthenshire. Pete Wishart. Right, what is he, an MP? SNP MP? So we've got this meme here. So we've got Labour. In the UK, unemployment has risen to 5%. And on the other side, you've got, in Scotland, unemployment has dropped to 3.7%. So you've got a conflation going on there. And you've also got the fact that Scotland's in the UK. So on that side it says risen, and this side it's dropped. So what it is, I'll not show you, I'll just tell you what happened. I put that into the computer, and the actual statistics are in Scotland. So we've got unemployment, so that I believe that means people who are actively seeking work. So they're trying to get work, they're looking for work. So in Scotland, we've got a higher percentage of people that are not working, and they're either not able to work, or they're retired, they're sick, they're unemployable, right? Scotland has higher percentage than England does. So they didn't like that, because that kind of... But this type of thing here, you know, it's deceptive, right? Peter Wishart, it's deception, this nonsense, right? There he is there. It's just part of the deception. MP, he's an MP. Right. So that's part of deception. They come away with stuff like that. They can't be honest, because if they were honest, then the zealots would still vote for them. But so that does your head in even looking at that, because employment was so, and it's a bit like the male-female, women-men thing that they jump around in when they're arguing about gender. Well, because I don't mean the SNP, I mean the gender feminists. They change from different topics. So here they've changed from rising to dropping. So why can't they say, why can't they use unemployment has dropped in the UK and do the same? Two measurements the same. So two different measurements. And the reason it probably is that their meme wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't be attractive. It wouldn't be an attractive meme. And then you've got to calculate the fact that Scotland's in the UK. But anyway, the whole thing was blown out of the water. There's too many people in Scotland not working. Well, why would they? When the tax rates are higher in Scotland than they are in England. Why would you bother working when you can just not work? It's easier not to work. So that's what's happened in Scotland, and they come away with this crap. But they believe anything, don't they? So, please like, share and subscribe. That was a Chunel update. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye. What the hell was that?